Some of you may already be aware that I originally come from India. After residing and working in the UK on skill visa, I achieved indefinite leave to remain, which is the UK's permanent residency. A year later, I applied for naturalization and successfully obtained my British passport. It's important to know that indefinite leave to remain, ILR, and British citizenship are two distinct immigration statuses in the United Kingdom. In today's video, I'll be sharing my personal experience and I'll divide it into two main parts. Agenda 1 is I'll explain what is ILR and British passport, and second is I will discuss the advantages of holding a British passport compared to having ILR status. Hey guys, I'm Sarika and welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. If you want to study abroad, my team can help you. Just fill this Google form and we will reach out to you soon. So without any further delay, let's begin with today's video by first understanding what is ILR, which means indefinite leave to remain, which is commonly understood by common people as PR, which is permanent residency. So ILR is a permission to live in the UK permanently without any time restrictions. It is granted to individuals who have met the requirements for settlement in the UK, such as living in the UK lawfully for a continuous period. It can be 3 or 5 years, passing a citizenship test and demonstrating good character, and not absent from the country for more than 180 days in any 12-month period. But in this case, you will still hold the passport, which is the citizenship of your own country. Like in my case, it was Indian passport as I'm originally from India. And if you work in UK on a skill visa for 5 years, you are eligible to apply for ILR after that. And on global talent visa, you can get your permanent residency only in 3 years. Now, since you have understood ILR, let's understand what is British passport. British passport is the legal status of being a citizen of the United Kingdom. It is granted to individuals who have met the requirements for naturalization, such as having ILR, passing a citizenship test, demonstrating good character, and you must not have spent more than 90 days outside the UK in any 12 months eligible period. If you are applying for a British passport, you can apply a British passport as a second passport, which is allowed by some countries, but few countries don't allow. Like in my case, India doesn't allow for dual citizenship status, so I have to surrender my Indian passport, and this is the only passport I have. And I had applied for OCI card so that I can travel to India without any tourist visa. After Brexit, which is from 1st of Jan 2021, UK issued blue color passports as compared to burgundy color, which it did before. So Adi and I were granted blue passport, which is the same color of Indian passport. Also, one point to note is that you can access public funds in the UK after getting ILR and British passport. So for those of you who don't know what is public funds in the UK, it's a financial resources that are raised by the government and used to fund range of public services such as education, healthcare, social benefits, and infrastructure. So let me give you some examples of public funds in the UK. Benefits are such as income support, job seekers allowance, and even housing benefit. Now let's talk about tax credits such as working tax credit and child tax credit as well. And you are also eligible for social housing as well. Now let's move to agenda 2, which is advantages of having British passport as compared to your ILR. So there are many advantages, but personally for me, advantage 1 is freedom of traveling, which means less travel restrictions by having British passport. Both Adi and I love to explore new countries, and even before we got our British passport, we had already covered more than 15 countries, and we want to continue more to explore more new countries in the future as well. So as of November 2023, UK passport holders can travel visa free to 188 countries and territories. In addition to visa free travel, UK passport holders are also eligible for visas on arrival in number of countries. This means that you can obtain a visa at the port of entry without having to apply for one in advance. But remember, with ILR, your passport status is not changing, so you can travel to only those countries that you are eligible as per your country passport. Advantage number 2 is e-visas. Some countries also offer electronic visas to UK passport holders. E-visas are applied online and can usually be obtained within few days. You can check the visa requirements for your specific destination to see if an e-visa is available. Now moving to advantage number 3 is more job opportunities and preference in case of British passport versus ILR. A lot of companies prefer British passport holders, and you can see that it's clearly mentioned in the job description. Example, Ministry of Defense, Royal Air Force, Royal Navy, British Army, etc. These companies clearly mention that you can apply if you hold a British passport. Also, multinational companies who got branches across the world will prefer candidates with British passport so that they can freely travel for business trips rather than apply applying for a visa every time, and this is an expense for the company. Now let's move to advantage 4, which is work in other countries. Example, you can work in British territories without a visa like Republic of Ireland, Channel Islands like Jersey and Isle of Man, Gibraltar, etc. British passport holders can apply youth mobility visa for Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea or Taiwan. To be eligible for this youth mobility visa, you must be say aged 18 to 30 or 18 to 35 if you're from New Zealand and have a valid passport. Some amount in savings vary from country to country and meet certain health and character requirements. Now let's move to advantage number 5. You can live outside the country with no restriction. In case of ILR, you have to visit UK every 2 years, otherwise your ILR status will be revoked. Whereas in case of British passport, you can live outside the UK without any restriction. Also, you can check few more differences from this table. So that brings me to the end of this video. If you got any questions regarding ILR or British passport, make sure to ask in the comment section below. By the way, do you know what documents are needed to apply ILR? If not, you can watch this video.